Today I'm going to read to you from N.T. Wright's contemporary translation of the New Testament called the Kingdom New Testament. We're going to be reading Matthew chapter 11, and I'll be adding some light flourishes to increase the flow of the text and to make it feel more natural. So after Jesus finished instructing his disciples, he moved on from there to teach and preach in their towns. Meanwhile, John, who was in prison, heard about all these messianic things Jesus was doing, and he sent word through his followers. "Are you the one who's coming, or should we be looking for someone else?" "Go tell John," Jesus replied, "what you've seen and heard. Blind people are seeing, lame people are walking, people with skin diseases are being cured, deaf people hear again, the dead are raised to life, and the poor are hearing the good news. God bless you if you're not upset by what I'm doing." As the messengers were going away, Jesus began to speak to the crowds about John. "So what were you expecting to see when you went out into the desert? A reed wobbling in the wind? No? Well then, what were you expecting to see? Someone dressed in silks and satins? If you want to see people like that, you'd have to go to somebody's royal palace. All right, so what were you expecting to see? A prophet? Yeah, now we're getting there. Indeed, much more than a prophet. This is the one the Bible was talking about when it says, 'See, I'm sending my messenger ahead of you. He will clear a path before you.' I'm telling you the truth, John the Baptist is the greatest mother's son there ever was. But even the least significant person in heaven's kingdom is greater than he is. From the time of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven has been forcing its way in, and the men of force are trying to grab it. All the prophets in the law you see made their prophecies up to the time of John. If you're willing to believe it, he is Elijah, the one who is to come. If you've got ears, then listen." "What picture shall I give to this generation?" Jesus asked. "It's like a bunch of children sitting in the town square and singing songs to each other. This is how it goes. You didn't dance when we played the flute, and you didn't cry when we sang the dirge." What do I mean? When John appeared, he didn't have normal food or drink, and people said, "What's gotten into him, some demon?" Then along comes the Son of Man eating and drinking normally, and people say, "Oh, look at him, an alcoholic, guzzling and boozing, hanging around with tax collectors and other riffraff." But you know what? Wisdom is as wisdom does, and wisdom will be vindicated. Then he began to berate the towns where he'd done most of his powerful deeds because they hadn't repented. "A curse on you, Chorazin," he said. "A curse on you, Bethsaida. If Tyre and Sidon had seen the kind of powerful things that you saw, they would have repented long ago with hair shirts and ashes. But I can tell you this, on the day of judgment, Tyre and Sidon will have a better time of it than you will. And what about you, Capernaum? You think you're going to be exalted to heaven, do you? Well, you'll be sent down to Hades. If the powerful works that happened in you happened in Sodom, it would still be standing today. But I can tell you this, on the day of judgment, the land of Sodom will have a better time of it than you will." At that time, Jesus turned to God with this prayer. "I give you praise, Father, Lord of heaven and earth. You hid these things from the wise and intelligent and revealed them to children. Yes, Father, that's the way you decided to do it. My Father gave me everything. Nobody knows the Son except the Father, and nobody knows the Father except the Son, and anyone whom the Son wants to reveal to him. Are you having a real struggle? Come to me. Are you carrying a big load on your back? Come to me. I will give you rest. Pick up my yoke and put it on. Take lessons from me. My heart is gentle, not arrogant. You will find the rest you deeply need. My yoke is easy to wear. My load is easy to bear." This is the word of the Lord.